that white wall. So when you're zipping by that white wall that fast, it's amazing how tall a concrete wall can get. 20 miles an hour. The other racer gets their half, and that's about it. Up to 65, old school yellow Mustang coming out of the Baldwin Park, California, driven by Irwin Cellular. And the first body, 89 Mustang of Ron McCoy. Again, no times. We will see no reaction times. We will see no we'll bring up Blaine Acton. 73 Nova with a wing on the back. Rolling in out of Kingman, Arizona, and Michael Casolo. So if anyone Blaine Acton trying to do what a lot of racers are trying to do here. When you get into a category like this, you'll go a whole lot of power under the hood. It is not necessarily the challenge to generate the power. Between the different things that you can add, again, when we're talking about a naturally aspirated type category. You're talking about cars that are just breathing on their own. But once they generate that power, again, the creation of the power isn't necessarily what is so challenging about this. It is actually converting that power through the tires on the back of the car and getting the thing to stay hooked up. So as we say a lot of times in other aspects of drag racing, it's not necessarily the generation of power, it's the application of the power. So is Matt Lubin? That 68 car rolling up the right side of the Norwalk, California, and Miguel Villegas. 65 Plymouth. Look at these things. When you're talking about like old school naturally aspirated stuff, it's not usual. In many places, as a 1970 GTX. When you're talking about just pure size of a car, I think one of the biggest that I've ever seen is like the Ford LTD. Remember the Ford LTD? The thing essentially was the size of a school bus. This 70 GTX is not much smaller.
the lime green for Mr. Grinch on the back bumper as it's titled. So we are wrapping things up here in our Mopars versus the World category. Out of here. 877 at 155 miles an hour for the Barracuda. Our Mopar versus World machines. It's going to be the White Dart. Over here on the Pennzoil side of the racetrack, we got our modern muscle machines under the arch. Get ready to go again. Final call for stick category. Final call for stick shift to lanes 7 and 8, please. Final call stick shift to lanes 7 and 8, please. Final call stick shift to lanes 7 and 8. Final call stick shift to lanes 7 and 8, please. Uh-oh. That is no good. The Dart, Triangle 1, it's another one of those wicked fast drivers. I mean, those things get down in a hurry for how big they are compared in aerodynamic-wise to the Challengers and Chargers that we have. Lanes 1 and 2, please. All truck category to lanes 1 and 2, please. All truck category to lanes 1 and 2, please. All truck category to lanes 1 and 2, please. Mark Blanchard, the white Scat Pack machine. Billy Geller on the right-hand side. 12:05 at 111 miles an hour. 12:26.